Today we are going to discuss about muscle sensory units. It consists of two components, muscle spindles and golgi tendon organs. The muscle spindles are found in muscles providing posture and fine movements, that is hand, foot and neck. They lie parallel to the extrafusal muscle fibers. So this diagram shows muscle spindle. Outside is the connective tissue. These are the extrafusal muscle fibers. And inside the muscle spindle, there are up to 10 intrafusal muscle fibers. There are two types of intrafusal muscle fibers, nuclear back fibers and nuclear chain fibers. So nuclear back fibers, they have the central bulging unit, which is non-contractile, and the ends are contractile. These are the nuclear chain fibers. The sensory supply of nuclear back fibers comes from group A afferent sensory fibers. These fibers also supply nuclear chain fibers. Nuclear back fibers respond to actual and rate of change of length in the intrafusal muscle fibers. Nuclear chain fibers are supplied by group 2 afferent sensory fibers. They respond to the actual length and they contribute to the sense of position. The motor supply comes from the gamma motor neurons, which supply the contractile ends of the nuclear back fibers and nuclear chain fibers. So how does it work? So the gamma motor neurons, they supply the contractile ends of the nuclear bag and chain fibers. The descending fibers from the facilitatory reticular formation, they leads to gamma motor neuron activation. It stretches the bag and chain fibers. The afferent sensory fibers are stimulated, and this leads to the activation of spinal reflexes, and it will lead to increased muscle tone. So the muscle spindles are involved in the dynamic response or primary response and static or secondary response. Dynamic response, it is done through the nerve endings on the nuclear back fibers. So when there is change in the length of the muscle spindle, there is increased rate of discharge from the primary annulospinal endings. It leads to the contraction of extrafusal fibers proportional to the rate of stretching, and it will lead to reduced stretch. The static or secondary response, it is done through the secondary nerve endings on the nuclear chain fibers. It is weaker, more sustained response to actual length of the muscle. The other component of the muscle sensory unit is golgi tendon organs. They are located in the tendons of the muscles and they are in series with the extrafusal muscle fibers. So how do they act? So when the tendon is stretched, the golgi tendon organ is squeezed and activated. This activates the sensory afferent fibers 1B, they synapse with the inhibitory interneurons. So the alpha motor neuron, these are inhibited and it relaxes the extrafusal fibers. So the use of golgi tendon organs is it protects the muscle from overstretching damage.